Tissue. It's another tool to help women and doctors monitor for possible masses that could be cancerous. The FDA says having dense breast tissue doesn't pose an immediate health risk, but women who have dense breast tissue will have an increased risk of developing breast cancer later on, and it makes it harder for mammogram devices to detect masses during screenings. Roughly 1 in every 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer during her lifetime. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Captain Christine Sinclair delivered a scathing indictment of Canada Soccer before a parliamentary committee, citing a culture of secrecy and obstruction. Sinclair and teammates Janine Becky, Sophie Schmidt, and Quinn told the House of Commons and Heritage Committee that the women's team has been treated as an afterthought compared to the men's squad. The Ottawa Senators look to get their NHL playoff push back on track when they visit the Seattle Kraken tonight. The Senators had a 5-game winning streak that ended on Monday with a 5-0 loss to Chicago. Ottawa enters tonight's actions 5 points behind Pittsburgh in the Eastern Conference's second wildcard spot. Ontario's Mike McEwen and Quebec's Felix Slane are in the mix for the third and final Pool B playoff spot at the Tim Hortons Brier. McEwen is facing wildcard 3's Karsten Sturmey, and Quebec is facing New Brunswick's Scott Jones in the final round-robin draw in London, Ontario. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
You are listening to a repeat broadcast.
This is City News
On 101.1 FM and 1310 AM.
connecting you and your community. This is the Samuel Trent Show on City News.
101.1 FM and 1310 AM. Well, it is lunchtime, everybody. I hope you pull up a chair and spend time with us on this lunch. We've invited Caitlin Keeley to the table, CEO of M-. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi there, how are you?
Great to spend time with you. And Alon Fidelis joining us as well, consultant with Summa Strategies. Hi, Alon.
Great to be with you, Sam.
Thanks so much. It's great to spend time with you. I know a lot of Canadians are looking at that grocery bill or walking away from that grocery store, sort of scratching their heads in terms of the profits of the grocery stores. We know yesterday the 3 CEOs of the 3 big grocery conglomerates here in this country were in front of committee at Parliament Hill yesterday. Caitlin, give me a sense of what you think of the testimony we heard from the grocery store CEOs yesterday, indicating that, out of a $25 bag of groceries, their profit is only $1.
I mean, they're also at the same time reporting record profits, so sure, you're making $1 for every 25, but, we're all staggering under the cost of food. Access to food is a basic human right. I know that they're arguing that the cost of business is going up, but the cost of business is going up for everyone. I mean, I do think
that I could say on air. I thought that was so lame that they would do that, Caitlin, and put their VPs in that kind of position, only to turn around 4 or 5 months later and be put in front of committee themselves. I thought it was, in terms of leadership, I thought it was very poor leadership. What do you think?
I mean, it's a public relations move, right? You don't want to put your top personnel when it's negative news. I agree with you. I don't think it was the right move, but I would assume that the backroom discussions were, maybe we can avoid, the CEOs looking bad. I mean, you're also talking about the folks who were, not that long ago, caught colluding around Brent pricing, right? So, capitalism is an evil. I probably will say that over and over again. You can do business for good. I run a business for good. I don't profit is not the bottom line here. It's not all about that. It's all about people on the planet. You can run a business and still make money, but also, make decisions that are better for everyone.
Absolutely. Well, on the theme of money, a few people holding their breath yesterday, wondering what the Bank of Canada was going to do. We heard that it probably was going to hold the line in terms of interest rates. They did just that. We know we had 8 consecutive interest rate hikes over a very short period of time. Along, talk to me a little bit about the Bank of Canada, how Canadians feel about the Bank of Canada, and if they've done the right thing to try and tame the economy here in this country.
Yeah, look, after all that we as Canadians have been through over the past year, I think it's really nice to see some encouraging news about our economy for once. But still, even with these calls on the rate hikes, we're still in a very difficult place, and we made for a while. Now, I'm not going to pull a Pierre Pouliot and pretend to be an economist and offer the Bank of Canada any advice and say whether this was the best thing to do at this moment. But what I do know is that our federal government needs to also do more to help Canadians weather this challenging economic period, whether that involves taking more serious measures to save productivity or holding corporations, grocery store chains accountable for things like price gouging. There's only so much that government and that the Bank of Canada can do. Again, this is very encouraging news. Still, on the political side of things, I think we need to see more and more support for Canadians.
Caitlin, what did you think about the Bank of Canada and really their strategy over the last year or so?
I'm going to chime in with, I'm also not an economist, so I take all of this with I'm a PR person. My best understanding is that most of the time we're living in a world where we're blaming wages and not insane profits for inflation, and that doesn't make sense to me. We all need to buy groceries we need to be able to afford life, and somehow inflation going up seems to do the opposite of the things that we need because things cost more. Perhaps I misunderstand the economy, but I tend to think that consecutive interest rate hikes are not good for us and not good for the average Joe. And there's a lot of other ways to get more money into the system that isn't taking it out from the people that make small amounts of money in a year.
And let's shift our thoughts to healthcare, because of course that's a money topic as well. Along, when we think about the Financial Accountability Office here in Ontario came out, a bit of a scathing report in regards to healthcare, not spending enough, not staffing enough. We spoke with Merritt Stiles, the leader of the NDP for Ontario, about an hour ago, and really her sentiment as well is the Ontarians are fed up. I mean, they want to see money put into healthcare. They don't want to see their elderly parents waiting for tests. They don't want to see kids have backlog in terms of surgeries. So along, talk to me a little bit about the Ford government. Many people are saying that the Ford government is breaking the healthcare system only to swoop in and fix it with private healthcare. Do you think that?
Whether or not the Ford government is intentionally trying to undermine Ontario's public healthcare system is political parties trying to, undermine our public healthcare system. We're seeing this in Ontario. We're seeing this in Danielle Smith, Alberta. And what I think we really need to take away from this conversation is that we, as Canadians, can't really take anything for granted. We've had publicly funded healthcare for so long in this country that it's, become something that we, part of our identity, something that we